I'm Whitney Ward. If you needed any more reminders that it is finally spring, there are two major road construction projects beginning this week, and we have team coverage on the impacts of those shutdowns. Janelle Finch is live near Thor-Freya, but first we turn to Ian Smay, who is covering just how bus routes are now being impacted by yet another road project. Hi, Ian.
Hey Whitney, I am here near the Hatch Road bridge that connects the South Hill to Highway 195. Starting tomorrow, the bridge will be closed for at least 4 months as crews work to replace the bridge deck. The bridge isn't expected to reopen until at least August, and this comes as the bridge has been shifting under heavy vehicle loads. The Spokane Public Schools District said about 18 routes to 5 different schools will have to be changed. Those schools are Lewis and Clark High School, Sacagawea Middle School, Roosevelt and Mullen Road Elementary Schools, and the Libby Center. The district's chief operations officer said students will still be able to ride the bus. It will just have to take a different route.
It's going to change the stops and the pickup times, and so those slight adjustments depending on the route, and that's part of what the communication is out to students and families so they know what those changes are.
Jordan said the routes will likely use 195 to go north up to I-90, which will then see the buses use one of the first 3 exits to get to those schools. Coming up at 6 o'clock tonight, I'll have more from the district on what they said this could have an impact on how your child gets to school every day. Reporting from Hatch Road, Ian Smay, KREM 2 News.
All right, Ian, thank you very much. And today, also the first day of construction on Thor and Freya. Phase 1 of a 7-phase project closed the Thor-Freya eastbound exit ramp, and it's going to stay closed through at least mid-June. KREM 2's Janelle Finch is live now to share drivers' reactions to this first day of road work. Hi, Janelle.
Hi Whitney, I am live at Freya and Hartston, where as you can take a look behind me, South Hill drivers are running into a little bit of traffic. That's because the traffic on Freya is closed down to 1 lane now. You can see just a lot of stop and go traffic, moving very, very slowly. Over the next 8 months, crews will be rebuilding Thor and Freya with concrete to better handle traffic and making other road improvements. Today, drivers were met with backed up traffic as Freya merged into 1 lane. For South Hill drivers, Thor and Freya are access points to downtown and I-90. Now, until the end of November, navigating those streets may take longer than usual. Today, drivers turning onto Freya were slowed down by stop-and-go traffic. Construction merged drivers into 1 lane heading north. One driver says the traffic turned his quick trip to a coffee shop into a longer ride.
I was like, oh wow, it was like supposed to be like a 30-second quick little drive over here, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna hang out in traffic for a couple minutes, and definitely a little hectic. It reminded me of Seattle, like that kind of level of traffic.
Another driver says she'll be using Regal more often to get down the hill, but knows construction could eventually back up there too. The City of Spokane's communication manager says she's already heard businesses are seeing more traffic from drivers using alternate routes. The city is encouraging drivers to be flexible with road changes. She says 32 traffic plans were created for this $8 million project. Drivers will eventually see Thor-Freya westbound exit close and Thor and Freya operating as 2-way streets to allow for crews to work on each road. Earlier today, when I drove down Freya to 2nd Avenue, traffic did move slow. Around 11 a.m., it took me about 5 minutes to get from this point all the way into 2nd Avenue. Cars began to back up, most here at this intersection. At 5, I'll be back live with more information on what this looks like during your evening commute. In Spokane, Janelle Finch, KREM 2 News.